If you're somewhere between 30 to 90 days behind in your payments, you probably are facing foreclosure. And this video is a short piece to help you identify things that, one, you should look out for, two, things that you can do to help the process go a little better with your lender, and three, some easy steps that you can do that's going to help make everything better and help you come out on the other side. The most important thing that I'd like for you to know if you are behind in your payments is you do have options. So the lender's not going to show up at your home tomorrow, take the locks off your door and throw your furniture and belongings out. It's just not going to happen that way. So relax in knowing that you have options, but you need to be proactive. So my first question to you is, have you contacted your lender? If you haven't, one of the first things you need to do is go contact your lender and let them know what's going on in your world as to why you have not made the payments, and let them know what you're doing so that you can help them solve the problem that both of you have at this point in time. What I also want you to remember is the lender does not want your home. They're in the business to lend money. They want the money, and if you can help them come up with a solution that will help them not have to foreclose on your home, you're going to come out ahead, and so will they. And you'll also have a little bit more time. So what I want to talk to you about is making sure you contact your lender and know that they're going to really want to know what is your hardship and what is going on in your financial world. So you need to go ahead and get proactive. Get your bank statements together. They're usually going to want the last 60 to 90 days of your bank statements, but they may go back a little further than that. You want to show them what's going on, so get a packet prepared that you can get readily available for them and get it in their hands so that they can know they're ready to work with you and want to work with you and help you out. Because again, the last thing they want is your home back. So be proactive at this point in time. Call them and ask questions to find out where are you in the process. Now, after you've gotten your packet together and you've talked to your lender, it's going to be important that you take some other steps as well. Get in touch with a realtor in your area, a professional realtor that really knows your pocket but also has a good understanding of some different variables. How does short sales work? What is the foreclosure process? You want somebody that's equipped to handle all the questions that you're going to have, and that can also help guide you through some of the more stringent details of the foreclosure process and helping you with the bank, because they can be a significant ally if they really know what they're doing. But the key thing is, the more they know about your area, the better they're really going to be able to help you with your home's value, understanding what you do or don't need to do to help sell your home in today's market, but also to place a real value that's going to sell in today's climate so that you don't waste your time and your lender's time, and then they end up foreclosing on your home in the end because you didn't have an agent that really put everything in motion and helped you all the way through. Now, once you've identified a realtor that you can work with and that knows the foreclosure process, has handled short sale and dealing with lenders in that area, what you want to do is you want to have comfort with them, because really it's going to be better for them and you and the lender if that person can communicate directly with your lender. And what would be required is that you would have to sign an authorization form that basically relinquishes the ability for that person to talk directly to the lender. And an authorization form typically gives your name, your social security number, and your loan number with that person's name and contact information with your signature, so that they can talk to the lender directly and help you understand exactly where you are and talk to that lender specifically, ask them the right questions. They're going to be able to know a lot better than you would exactly what needs to happen, and they'll help guide you and manage the lender. And that's going to be the best thing for you if you have the right person that can handle managing that process for you. So remember, get the right one that you feel very comfortable with. They know the market, they know the processes. Once you have all that comfort level, you know they're the right person, sign the authorization form and let them deal directly with the lender. Now, what we find today is that most people's homes are underwater. In other words, what you owe on your home is probably less than what you could sell it for today, and once you pay commissions and closing costs, you're actually going to be negative equity versus coming out with anything in your pocket. And that's what we call a short sale. The lender's basically going to be allowing you to pay less at the closing than what is actually owed on the loan. And there's some very important things for you to consider in this process. Short selling a note is going to look much better than actually having the home go into foreclosure. So even though you would be getting a short sale on your credit report, it's usually a better scenario for you than allowing the home to go back to foreclosure. And the lender will typically work with you and extend out when they would normally foreclose on your home if you have some good plans in place and they're not going to have to go through that expensive process, because most lenders will end up paying about $30,000 once they've gone through the whole process with penalties, attorney fees, everything up to the date of the actual auction itself. But here's what you got to remember. In short selling a note, you need to get a letter from the lender that gives you full payoff. And that's usually what they would have at the closing table for you, that says this loan is paid in full. And what that'll do is protect you from the lender coming back after you've made your money, you're in a better spot, and then 2 years down the line they go file a judgment against you for the difference. Getting the letter that says this loan is paid in full will be critical for you. And also, you also want to make sure that the lender will not charge you with a 1099. And this is something that lenders are now able to do, is record that short sale and charge you with the difference of what you owed and what the note was sold for, and they would 1099 you. And this is something that some lenders will do and some lenders won't. But it's in your best interest if you can get that waived. There's one important thing for me to point out, and that is not everybody's financial situation is the same. And if you're watching this and you're behind in your payments, bankruptcy may be one of the best options for you to consider. I don't know. I'm handling this video from a short sale scenario that you actually sell the property, the lender gets a little cutback on what they should have gotten, and we work at it from that perspective, and you save the home from going into foreclosure. But if bankruptcy is one of your best options, you would need to get in touch with a bankruptcy attorney that works specifically with that and let them iron out all of the options that you have under that arena. But that's completely different from what we're talking about today, and where I want you to focus on is this is a short sale scenario, how to walk through that and stop the foreclosure. But make sure that if bankruptcy is something that you should consider, that you talk to a bankruptcy attorney. So we've given you some pointers and suggestions on working through a short sale scenario and stopping the foreclosure process and working with the lender to a successful closing. Now, there's some things in wrapping this up that I really want you to be aware of and beware of as well. The first one is investors. There's a lot of investors out there that are trying to take advantage of people's situation and profit as much as they possibly can in today's environment. Guess what happens in that case? They're not going to be looking out for your best interest. They're going to be looking out for their own interest. And I want you to really be cautious of this. Don't just listen to what an investor says that has their interest in mind. You want to have somebody that can manage through the process and give you the right information that's going to help you in your process. Guess what? Realtors today that are dealing in short sales, they know a list of investors, but you want to make sure that you get the right information so you can make your right decisions and what's best for you, and also be protected. The other thing you want to look out for are friends that don't really know the realities of foreclosure process, short sale scenarios, and what's going on in the lending world out there. A lot of times friends in there trying to be good are going to end up being the worst recommendations that you could imagine and give you all the wrong advice. Even though they're trying to be helpful, they're just not knowledgeable. So be afraid and be aware of your friends that try to give you suggestions out of their goodness of their heart. And the other thing that you want to pay attention to are agents that have not really worked with short sales or foreclosures or helping people in that situation. Because there's a lot of agents out there trying to fight and get whatever they can, and nobody can promise you what they can do. Every lender's situation is different, just like your situation is different from people that are in other financial situations. So make sure that the realtor has a good track knowledge of your area and also has worked with banks, lenders, short sale scenarios, and foreclosures. Very important for you. And always remember what I said just a minute ago. Nobody can make any promise as to what can be done with any lender until they work through the process and know what specifically that lender has as their processes. So always remember that. So what I want you to remember is if you have any questions, feel free to contact me directly. My phone number at my office is 770-889-6090. My name is Terry Swanson. I'm the owner at Results Realty Services. Be more than happy to help you. If we can't help you, we'll put you in the right hands of somebody that can. That's the most important thing that we could do for you, is helping you in this situation. I hope this was informative for you, and remember, we're here to help you.